Welcome to Run TV, the casual show. And today we're talking about Diddy hanging Wale over the balcony. I really didn't want to like pay too much attention to this, and I didn't even really want to talk about it. But it's just crazy. It's something I noticed though. Like, Aunt Glizzy had made the video talking about, or it came out that there was an unknown person that Diddy had hung over a balcony for trying to talk to Cassie. And Aunt Glizzy had told the story how it was Wale and he was actually there. So Wale did like an interview later talking about how that wasn't him, that never happened. He had no beef or nothing with nobody in the industry. There's never been no altercation with nobody in the industry, right? And I kind of took his word for it. I kind of tried to stay out of it because it was so stupid, really, bro. But then what made me actually think it actually happened was there's this video of Diddy getting a haircut back in the day. And I think he told the DJ or something, whatever. The DJ did something I guess he didn't want or whatever. And he was kind of getting angry, but he probably peeped that the camera was on because they said Diddy's one person when the camera's on and when the camera's off, which is somewhat natural, but the person you are and the things you do, you still held accountable for. But I don't expect nobody to be the same when the cameras are on and when the cameras are off. But what you do when the cameras are off, you still held accountable for, just like what you do when the cameras are on, you know what I'm saying? But he made a statement like, I'm a changed man, but back in the day, something along those lines. I'm a changed man now, but back in the day, you'd have got hung over a balcony for that.
When I was man, DJ, give me the thing, man. I'm loved now, y'all. So you know, back in the day, somebody may got thrown out the window for that shit, but not no more. I just handle it with grace. Yeah. So
and it was just like, whoa. It almost sounds like he was bragging about doing that, cause the thing is with people sometimes, bro, it's like some of those things, it's like accolades to them, where they'll talk about that stuff to certain people. Like, yeah, I hung him over the balcony. He was trying to talk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to, laugh about it, talk about it. Yeah, like, did all that to him. And it seems like that was one of those moments where people who know will watch that and laugh, or he would show them and they will laugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Which would explain why he knew the cameras were on. He knew he was being recorded, and he still said it. Meaning he knew what he was doing when he posted that, or when somebody posted that, or when that gets out. Like, people who know, they're gonna laugh, and then while they will see it and probably feel away. It's like, I saw that video and I just thought, man, this Diddy guy, and it just made me believe it, because it's like, it's too similar of a story with the same guy, and he's saying that, but maybe it wasn't Wale that was hanging over the balcony, but he's the only one that's been accused. Not that makes it true, but he's the only one that's been accused, and nobody else is coming to say nah. Like, just like when they said it was Kid Cudi's car they blew up, it wasn't confirmed, but now we know they weren't lying about that. So more than likely, maybe it was Wale that hung over the balcony. But at the end of the day, even with that, what I observe about Wale, I could be wrong. It seems like Wale didn't really have no street guys around him. I'm not saying he should have street guys around him, but I feel like at least he should have had security, right? Because some of the stuff I heard Aunt Glizzy saying, Aunt Glizzy was saying about Wale, how Wale was trying to get him to backdoor Meek. But from my understanding, Sha kind of aligned with Meek, and Sha was messing with Meek more than Wale, because Sha is looking at Meek like they both got street ties, and Wale is not really, because sometimes that's how it is, like around guys who got street ties. It's like, if you're not one of them, bro, you're not necessarily like, they're not gonna treat you the same. Where it's almost like, bro, like Nip kind of had that one famous line where he said, if you ain't been through this, motion up and down like a C. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I want to hear your CD for. Basically, he's saying like, bro, like we ain't made the same sacrifices. We ain't been through the same, bro, like it's a certain kind of it's like a group that you can't be a part of, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially like that when it comes to certain things. So I feel like that's how Meek always, because I don't think Meek any liked Wale anyways, and I mean Wale seemed like he was cordial with him, but maybe he didn't like Meek either. But it seems like he didn't like Wale. And my understanding probably came from Wale. And I'm not saying Wale's a likable or not a likable guy, but it probably stems from the fact that it wasn't too much they could connect on. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't too much they could connect on. And I feel like Sha aligned with like Meek, and he was cool with Diddy too. Like, you know, he aligned with those guys. And then Sha had Ant with him, so Ant was gonna make sure he was good. Like Wale never really had like a street guy with him, and Wale doesn't portray himself like a street guy. But bro, you dealing with certain things, bro. Get you the security, bro. Like, you're not a street guy. And that's the thing. If you're not a street guy, get a security, bro. And even if you're a street guy, get a security too, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it shows what level you at to a certain degree, bro. Like, you don't wanna. And most importantly, but me, this is how I view it, bro. If I got street guys around me, bro, and they're really my bros, bro, I wouldn't want to put them in no predicament to go to jail, bro. I'd rather just get security. Now, if a hand's got to get dirty, hands got to get dirty, bro. If it's a absolutely must where it cannot be avoided. But I wouldn't want, if those are really my guys and like elevation is happening and we're touching money and we're doing what we're doing, like, I want you to succeed as much as I'm trying to succeed. I want you to open as many businesses as I want to open. I want you to like do exact better than me, bro, if you could, bro. Cause sometimes you the face, but the guys around you, they might be more businessmen where they might be able to touch more money than you, just because they might be more businessmen and you might just be an artist. You know what I'm saying? Plus, if that's really your bro, you probably know their family. At least the way I was raised, the people I call bro, you probably know their family. You know, like their mom, maybe their sisters, brothers, cousins, or whatever, bro. You don't want to put them in a predicament where like they gotta go to jail, and then you gotta look their mom in the eyes and tell her. Or I mean, a lot of these guys don't even do that, bro. But that's what I'm saying. And these are the same guys who go around calling everybody they meet in the industry, bro. But it's like Wale, it seems like he never really had that, like, oh, it's a street guy who's gonna make sure. And I feel like when he went to mess with Sha and Ant, and that's the disconnect that happened that day, bro. I feel like from listening to Ant Glizzy's story, he knew he was gonna mess with that girl, Cassie, Wale, that is. If this story is true, at least, he brought Ant Glizzy and Sha with him as his street guys because he was thinking, if these guys are around me, there's no way Diddy's about to walk in here and do anything to me. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably knew the reputation of Diddy and messing with Cassie, but he still did it anyways. And whatever the reason is, bro, I don't know, bro. But anyways, Diddy pulled up, and Sha, from what Ant said, Sha and Ant were just laughing, like, bro, like, he's not really, like Ant was saying, like, I don't know him like that, bro. He not from my neighborhood. He not with me. That's not my bro. I'm here to make sure Sha good. I don't know him. Even though they came with him, and while he was probably looking at it, oh, these are my street friends in the game. They're from where I'm from. There's no way they're about to watch anything happen to me. They're gonna do something, at least step in the way. But they weren't in their mind. They weren't locked in with Wale like that, bro. They weren't about to do none of that for him, bro. Like, they weren't about to do none of that for him. Like that was their mindset. It's like, bro, like, we don't, you know, like, maybe it's a DMV thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a DMV thing. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. Where it's just like, bro, I ain't grow up with you. I don't know you like that, bro. Like, like, even if we might be from like around the same city, but you ain't from my hood. Like, I don't know you. Like, I met you on some rap stuff, and we don't do no street stuff together. We never did no street stuff together. We never had no bond like that. Why would I step in between, like, you and Diddy? Plus, it's Diddy around that time. It's Diddy, bro. Like they weren't about to do that. And then from there, he went to like mess with like Fat Trail and stuff. And I feel like that's probably him and Trail. That's probably why their bond seems a little more tighter. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if it was Trail in that situation, he definitely would have tried to like. I'm not saying he would have stepped up, try to fight Diddy, or it would have been a shootout or anything like that. I'm just saying, at least it would have been like he would have tried to finagle like the situation, like, you know what I'm saying, finagle while they out the situation, like just like you know what I'm saying, like finesse the joint with, like where just like it end up being like a conversation, you know, even if it's like voices getting raised and stuff, it probably would have been a conversation. But that would probably explain why they kind of wasn't around Shy like that. They didn't do that many songs, and then the whole Trail and Shy beef with the whole thing. But I just thought that was very interesting. But I just think like why they never really, and maybe that would explain too J. Cole, how I don't think J. Cole got any like street guys around him, and he don't seem like the guy that would think he would need security, which would explain why even the whole thing with Diddy, how him and Diddy got into it too. Diddy put hands on him too, allegedly. It's just crazy when you think about all this stuff.